Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. We're going to play with a plethora of stuff today. So, with a concentration on the lower body and the feet, the knees, the hips a little bit, and then shoulders. So take your strap if you haven't already, and just put it into, I don't know, it's wider than shoulder width apart, but not super big. And if you're using a big strap, you can just loop it big and then fold it in two, which would be much bigger than this, and use it that way. And then set that aside. We're going to start seated. So find your seat. Oh, let me take off this. Find your little seat and make sure you're comfortable. Maybe move the flesh out from the sit bones. Sit in a way that serves your body. And I've been reading a lot more of my, one of my favorite books of poetry called Go In and In by Donna Fald. So I want to read another one. And I love this one as well. I relate to so many of her poems, so it just speaks to me. And it also speaks to yoga and the practice of yoga and how it's called foundation stones, and I'll read it in a moment. But it also reminds me that in yoga, in our poses, when we start with a solid foundation, we build from there. So one step, one pose always kind of builds to the next pose, and that foundation is so important. All right, so it's called foundation stones. Here is my past, what I've been proud of, and what I've pushed away. Today, I see how each piece was needed, not a single step wasted on the way. Like a stone wall, every rock resting on what came before, no stone can be suspended in midair. Foundation laid by every act and omission, each decision, even those the mind would label big mistake. The things I thought were sins, these are as necessary as successes, each one resting on the surface of the last, stone upon stone, the fit particular, complete. The rough, uneven face of these rocks makes surprising, satisfying patterns in the sunlight. I love it. It's true, right? I mean, how many of us have spent how many years regretting decisions or wishing we hadn't done this or that or had a different experience when we realize that all of those experiences make us who we are today, right? All right, so with that, sit well, maybe move the shoulders to the side body, draw the ears back a little bit, and feel your breath. Excuse me. Feel the breath move in and move out. I feel a sneeze coming on. Breathe, everybody. Maybe close the eyes. Maybe see your life, your foundation stones with kindness, with understanding. And maybe appreciate where you are today, all of the lessons and experiences, all of the trials, all of the triumphs that have brought you here today. Feel your whole body soften in response. And with your next exhale, bring your right ear to your right shoulder. Make sure your jaw is super soft. I tend to separate my teeth a little bit so that I know I'm not clenching my jaw. Let the left side be heavy. Let the left shoulder, left elbow be heavy. And then super slow, tuck it down toward your chin. Pause there. Draw the back body forward so that you're not rounding the upper back. And then go over to the left side. Take it up and across and over to the right. Down super slow, down to your chest. Draw the back body forward. Go over to your left. Take it up to neutral. And then go the other way. Go left. Slowly tuck down. Pause. Draw the back body forward. Go over to your right. Take it up and across. One more right here. Slow, slow work. Down, down, down. Pause. And over to the right. And take it up. Take both hands, very soft fists, or even, I think I like flat hands better, and just cross them at your upper chest and draw down. So you're just below the collarbones here. And draw down on the skin of your chest or the shirt and drop your chin. And then slowly and mindfully start to look up. You don't have to look up all the way. And exhale it down. Inhale it up. Good, down. The next time it is up, pause. Make sure you're feeling no strain. And then see if you can stretch the front of your neck. And release to neutral and let those hands go. Shake them all out. And then just circle your wrists. Circle one way, circle the other way. Maybe do little wonky things, right? And then interlace the hands and circle those wrists. Just stretch them out. You can relax those upper arms a little bit. Good. And then draw those knuckles toward your chest. Press the fingers out, lift up. Exhale, curl it in, palms to belly. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, curl it in. One more right here. Take it up. Exhale, curl in. Whew, good. And then take them up. Separate those hands. Make fists and make hard fists. And then curl your knuckles down toward your head. But see if you can keep the arms pretty straight. And then bend the elbows out to the side like you're doing a big bicep curl. And then release the forearms, release the fists, turn the palms down and let go. Good, roll it out. We're almost done here. Take both hands to your chest like you were gonna do a King Kong kind of thing. All these references, right? You have to be a certain age to understand these crazy references. Kids would not maybe understand. So roll the shoulders down. You're holding onto the chest. Again, mindful of your neck. Elbows are out to the sides. You're going to release them out and look up a little bit. And then bring them back in and tuck. Good. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck. One more. Inhale, open. Exhale, tuck, and then release. Take those arms up, curl your fingers, curl your wrists so your knuckles are heading down toward your head. And breathe. Nice straightish arms, right? As straight as you can get them. And then bend the elbows. Really tuck those wrists if you can. So much of what we do in yoga is with the wrists pointed the other way. So it's really important to stretch. And then take the arms out, keep the curl of the wrists, undo the curl, turn the palms down and let go. All right, good job, everybody. Shake it all out. So the first thing we're gonna do after all that is I want you to see if you can take fingers to toes. So you're gonna take one finger in between each toe, best you can, right? Best you can. Take one finger in between each toe. Now, it's easiest if you can kind of cross a little lazy figure 4 here so that you can roll the ankle and kind of roll with those toes. If you can't, just figure out a good way to do that so that you're not hurting the knees at all. You can even come down here. You can have a straight leg and out here, okay? So however it is, but what I want you to do is you're actually pulling on the toes a little bit and circling your ankle, and then go the other way. Yep, good big circles, everybody. That's it. And then the palm of your hand is at the bottom of your foot. I want you to push your foot into the palm of your hand. It's an isometric move. So you're working with the muscles at the front shin here. Push in, push in, push in, but resist and then stretch that ankle back. Good. One more time. I want you to push isometrically and then let that go. And then pull on your toes, like those toes could hang up on a clothesline or something, and just pull up on them and then let go. Good. And then circle that ankle, point, flex it. Just like move, move, move it. We're going to be working with the ankles and the feet a bit today. All right, go to the other side. You're going to take a finger in between each toe. Ooh, yeah. Right. Just best you can again and start to circle. And notice if one moves more than the other, circle both directions. Right, really, really important to keep that mobility in the ankles. And then press into your palm of your hand with your foot, like resist, but push, 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 push. And then release and flex your foot. Good. One more time, just push really hard. Push and feel those shin muscles engage. And release and flex. And then pull on your toes, just like, clothesline, that whole reference, right? Just pull, pull, pull on them, really stretch them, and then let go. And then circle your ankle both directions, point and flex. And straighten both legs. Move the flesh out from the sit bones. Good. I want you to take all your toes as much flex as you can. Pull the toes back, pull the ankles back. Feel again the front shins getting nice and active. Keep pulling. And then press your toes away from you. You might cramp up in the foot. So if you do, just shake it out and come back. Good. Flex. And then see if you can get those heels to lift off the floor. You may or may not, don't worry about it. Now feel the quads, right? Good, and point, the heels will drop naturally. Good, one more, lift those heels off the floor. See if you can lift one leg off the floor. Hands can come here, come down to your sides, more Dandasana, more staff pose. Breathe, nice engagement here, everybody. Good, point with that lifted foot. Breathe. And flex and let go. Woo, shake that leg out. Lift the other one. Really flex your foot. Engage the other leg so that it stays down. Point your toes. Breathe. And flex. Woo, and let go. Shake them both out. Good. And then draw the shoulders back. Take the arms out. Bring the palms together, interlaced. You can point one finger, your index finger up if you would like. When you lift the arms, lift one leg. If that hurts your shoulders, separate the feet or separate the hands, separate the feet and lower down. Lift the other leg, lift and down, lift and down and lift. Yep, working and down. Keep it going. We're doing 5 on both sides. Lower. This is 3, by the way. And lower. Here's 4. Straight legs, straight arms. Down. This is 4. And down. Let's go 5. Woo. And down. Last one. Lift. And down. Good. Separate those hands. Bend the knees, and then I want you to just lean back, okay? Just lean back so that you have more room for those feet. And we're gonna just practice here on the floor. Your feet are pretty close together. Once you turn the toes out, together, turn the heels out, and together. Toes, heels, toes, heels. Yep, toes, heels. One more, toes, and heels. Good. Then take both feet to one side. Center, other side. Center, side, center, side. Yep, you got it. Maybe you may have to walk the feet closer to get this. If not, if the knees don't allow that, don't worry about it. Lift your toes, your feet off the floor except for the heels. And then drop and see if you can lift your heels off the floor. Yeah. So if I'm sitting sideways, it might be a little harder to do if your knees can't come super close. Good. Flex and point. Good. One more here. Flex and point. Woo, yeah, good. And then just shake out those legs. So you're going to come to table pose. You're going to need one of your blocks. So take your block and just set it, actually take both of your blocks. I think that'll be easier than moving them. Take both of your blocks and set them side by side toward the back end of your mat, but not in your way for now. And they're just side by side touching each other, okay? And then come to table pose and round through your spine. Reach the ribs over to the left. Curl down, reach over to the right, and come back to center. Good. Circle, down, right, up, and just circle. Just give yourself, like a big movement through your spine. Switch directions. That's it. And then come back to center. I want you to just pat your feet on the floor. Don't hurt your feet. I know we all got stuff, right? But pat if you can. And then if you can, I want you to flip all your toes under. Now, this is going to be in stages. One, some of you are going to stay here. That's all the pressure you can or want on your feet. The rest of you, if you can and your knees allow, you're going to sit back on those toes. Get your pinky toes involved. So I have to always reach down and kind of curl them under, but just pause for a second. If this is too much, the other version is too little, just bring the hands forward, right? Any amount you can take the weight off and still stretch the backs of your feet. Take a nice deep breath. For some of us, this is super intense. So just notice. Good. And then come back to all fours, but you're going to just walk your right foot on top of your block. So I hope you can see that. And it's just kind of the toes that are stretching. And then I want you to tilt the block toward you. The purpose here is to stretch the fronts of the ankles. So you're grabbing your block and you're pulling it toward you to stretch the front of your feet and the front of your ankles. Again, most of yoga is with very flexed ankles. When do we tend to stretch the tops of the ankles? This is a really nice kind of safer way to do it, so you're not putting all your body weight on the foot. Good. Release that and switch sides. Just take your toes, the top part of your foot on your block. Find that and then drag the block toward you a little bit and see if you can find that stretch. And breathe. Hopefully this feels really good. If your wrists are chatty, by the way, you can come to ankles, gosh. You can come to elbows and do this and still get the stretch at the front of the foot. And release. All right, last one here, both feet. Takes a little coordinating. Everybody maybe drop to elbows. It might be a little easier. Tilt both blocks toward you. Stretch the fronts of the feet. And breathe. That's it. Good. And then step over your blocks. You're on your elbows. Step over, step over. Come to elbow plank with a little bit of support, right? Your front ankles are resting on your blocks. So you got a little bit, teeny bit of support, not much, but feel that. Keep the legs active. Lengthen through your spine. Find your breath. Woo, yeah. Lower your knees. Press back into your hands. And release those blocks. Bring them back to the front of your mat. Groovy, right? So groovy. All right, front of your mat. From here, let's go to downward facing dog. Spread the fingers. We all know by now, right? Spread the fingers. Wrap that beach ball between the elbows. Open up the shoulders. Lots of shoulder and upper back integrity. Pedal the feet. Let's stretch them out. And breathe. So from down dog, maybe the feet come a little bit wider. Take your right foot and just go to the top of your foot. One, you're here, right? That's enough. Two, plank with the top of your right foot folded flat. Breathe. Squeeze in through the belly. Good, strong arms. You can do this on elbows. Good. Back to down dog. Release your right foot. Flatten your left foot. Oh. Consider plank pose. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. And then just walk your right foot forward a little bit. Watch the knees here, but just all you're doing is holding. So it's this funky little dog that one foot's back, one foot's forward. You should feel that stretch along the back of your right foot. And switch. Walk the left foot forward. See if you can find that stretch. Breathe. And switch one more, both sides. You're just stepping forward, planting that foot. Keep the knee bent. You can even lift the left leg, right? You can play there if you want. But what I really care about is that stretch along that back ankle. Good. And switch. Plant the left foot if you can. Breathe. Big stretch. Whoo, yeah. And then walk both feet up a little bit. Walk your hands back. Bend the knees and come on up. Whoo, shake it, shake it, shake it. All right, we're going to take a moment's break from our feet and just play with the shoulders a little bit. So you have your strap in a loop, just, a bit wider than shoulders width. Not super important if it's too wide or too narrow, as long as it's not really small, you're fine. And then take the hands inside it so that you're not holding on to the strap. I've got that strap at the backs of my hands, not on the wrists, but on the backs of the hands, so I can get some purchase. And then take the feet a little wider so that you feel solid stance. Take the arms up. And I want you to just circle overhead. Just circle overhead. Again, be mindful of your shoulders. That's it. Relatively straight arms. They can bend some. Switch directions. That's it. Think about the earth orbiting around the sun. Breathe. Oh, it feels good. And bring it forward. Good. I want you to circle in front of you, right? So big circle in front. That's it. Notice if you're feeling those shoulder muscles. Switch directions, everybody. Switch. Oh, yeah, I'm feeling those. Breathe. One more. And bring them forward. So you're still not holding the strap. You're just pressing out. Go over to your left and front. Watch the knees and right. Sorry, Buddha. Just twist side to side. Let the knees be soft. Keep pressing against the strap. As you press, you use those muscles more. Breathe. One more. Woo. Bring it center. No mercy, no mercy. Take it down. Take it straight up. And down. Straight up. Whew. Yep. Down. Up. Down. You got it. Up. Down. Up. Down. Hold them up. Hold them up. Press against that strap. Turn the toes out slightly. See if you can come into a squat. I'm going to go wider. My knees don't like that more narrow stance. So find your stance, right? Whew. Now press against the strap with the backs of your hands. Your wrists shouldn't be curling. They shouldn't be popping out or anything. Breathe, sit, sit in, sit everybody. Sit in your pose best as you can. Do not hurt your knees. Take it down. Whoo. Out to the side, up, around, down. Switch directions. Up, over, down. Yep. Try not to collapse the chest. Hold the legs. Find your breath. You got it. One more. And release. Woo, those arms straighten your legs, heel toe those feet in. Set your strap aside. So we're going to do a little bit of flow in a minute, but I want to play with the feet some more. So you're going to start with those feet relatively close together. They can have some space. If you want to be near a wall, come to a wall, because some of this can play with your balance. Your hands can be on your hips or they can be out at your sides, whatever feels good. You're looking straight ahead. Find a little focus point in front of you and then just pivot so the toes are out. Some of this will seem really simple, but stick with me. Good. Take them in, turn the heels out. In, turn the toes out. In, turn the heels out. Good. And again, out, toes out. Heels out. Yep. Last one. Toes out. Heels out. Good. And then take the feet together. Take the feet together. Take the knees together. Don't pop out the back of the knees. I know who you are. Don't pop them out. Keep the soft bending in. And then squeeze the legs together. And just feel that, right? Even here, you might have a little wobble, right? Some of you, I would suggest you're holding on to just something, a fingertip to something. Those of you who want to try, close your eyes. And then notice the wobble. Notice how the body has to figure out center without the gift of sight to get us there. Squeeze the legs. The more you engage the muscles to a point, the more you're going to find some balance. Big deep breath. And open the eyes, release the legs. Come to one edge of your mat. If you want to mirror with me or be with me, come to your left side of your mat. Your hands can come to your hips. Now, some of you, the mat might be too sticky and you can come to your carpeted floor or your floor instead. All you're going to do is you're going to turn both feet out toward for you all, toward the right side. And then pivot both heels, both feet, both heels, both sets of toes, both heels. So just make your way to the other side of your mat and pause. This is all balance work. This is all balance work. When we fall, right, that fall is, or let me put it this way, what we want is strong feet, strong ankles, strong legs, strong hips, and that will reduce the chances that we will fall. So heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. Back to neutral. Come back to the center of your mat. Find your balance again. And just take your left leg, step it out, step it in. Go to the right, step out and in. So far, so easy. Step out, step in. Doesn't matter how far out you go. One more just like this. Yep. And then come back to center. There's space between your feet. Here's where please be mindful. What happens if you close your eyes? Right? Again, near a wall, back to a wall can be really good. So if you close your eyes and you step out to the left and step back in, step out to the right and back in. Two more, both sides. Step out and in, out and in, out, in. Last one, out and back in. Good, shake it out. It's kind of weird how that can just throw you off, like just taking that away, but it's great for your sense of where you are in space. Again, fingertips to wall if you would like, or furniture. Hands come to your hips. I want you to rock up onto your toes and then lift your toes. Rock off your heels and back. Heels, toes, whoop, heels, toes, heels. Yep, toes, up, back, up, and back, and then pause. One, you're there, okay? Two, you're gonna bend the knees. It's not a big bend. It's just a soft little bend. And you're gonna rock forward. Maybe, yeah, that was beautiful. Press the hands back when you rock forward. Lean into your heels, whoop, and try to lift your toes. Rock back and forward. So there you go. You're just moving toes and arms. Lifting and lowering. When the heels are down, the arms are forward, et cetera, et cetera. It's one of those, I can't quite explain it and do it at the same time. Lordy. Good, keep going if you can. And if you step off, so you see what happens, right? So I go too far forward, I step off, I've got stability, right? Instead of tumbling forward. So, all right, last one here. Hands to hips, bend the knees, mindful of your feet. See if you can lift both heels off the floor and breathe. Still good, the arms come out. Find your pose and then release. We're gonna do one more, and this is only for the able-kneed among us. So you're taking your feet a little wider. When you're ready, lift the heels. Arms out. One, you're here. Two, you're gonna squat. If you can, go down all the way. Breathe. Hands to the floor. Straighten your legs and come up to standing. One more. Please don't do that if you know already that's just not going to be good for your knees. So heels off, arms out. Find your focus. Bend the knees. If you want to go here and pause, that's awesome. If you want to go lower, go slow, have control of this. Down you go. If you could have heard my knees go crunch, crunch, crunch. It doesn't hurt them, but they definitely got some crunchies. Hands to the floor. Straighten the legs, drop the heels. Come on up. Oh, good. Now shake those babies out, right? Like, holy moly. All right, feet roughly shoulders width apart, hands to knees. I want you to circle. Both knees, circle one direction, circle the other direction. Come back to center, both knees in. So you're circling in and out. It's a little funkier. Look at your ankles, look at your feet, right? What are they doing in response? It's all building strength. Circle the other way. Ooh, yeah. And come to center and stand. Come on up to the front of your mat, everybody. Just shake them out and find mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, down you go. Blocks are always an option. Bend the knees and step back, right leg. Take your hands to your blocks and just pause for a moment. High lunge or low lunge, up to you. High lunge if you can. Feel your feet, right? So where are you in the front foot? Are you solid in the front foot? Are you leaning back into the heel? Are you way up at your toes? Where are you, right? Just notice. Engage the inner thighs, tone in through the belly. Your right knee is up or down. Hands come to your knees. Lift your chest and inhale, take it up. Simple high lunge. No big deal. Breathe. Imagine you're holding a beach ball in between those hands. Good. Exhale, down you go. Push off your back foot, step forward, and then step back with your left leg. Same thing. Engage that upper inner groin. Maybe tone in through the belly. Maybe take your hands to your knee. Come on up. Check out what's happening with both feet. And breathe. Feel the stretch. Breathe. Hold on to the beach ball between those hands. Exhale down to the floor. Lower your left knee if it is not already. And step back to table pose. Set your blocks aside. Press your right foot back and press into the toes and press back through the heel. So feel that. Again, a stretch for the back of the leg. Lift that leg up. Circle that knee. Just big circle. Big, big circle. Flex your foot. You got it. One more big circle. Press the leg back. Level out the hips. Take the left hand out. Find your breath. Good. Lower hand. Lower knee, press your left foot back, go into the toes. Like stretch those babies out. Lift the leg, hold your pose, squeeze your belly. Few knee circles here. Just circle that hip, bringing the knee up toward the elbow. Good, one more. And press back. Find balancing table, taking the right arm out. Use your breath. Hand down, knee down, flip all your toes under. Again, be mindful. I know some of you have had foot surgeries, so please don't press it, okay? Spread through the fingers, get into the toes, lift your knees, and peel yourself back, but let the focus be on the feet. As you plant your feet, maybe the heels don't touch, don't worry about it. Come up to your tippy toes and slowly lower down. One more, squeeze your belly, peel back into your toes, reach back, down dog, and then tippy toes, stretch those feet down to the floor. Good, flat feet, pat them out. And breathe. Hands to the floor, plank pose. Find your breath. Good, breathe. Squeeze the beach ball, but keep the chest wide, keep the shoulders wide, keep the back body engaged. Find your breath. Step your left foot forward a little bit, like one whole foot length. And then push off that foot to lift the right leg. Breathe. Bend the knee, lower your right foot, come back to plank. Walk your right foot forward just a little. push off that foot to lift the left leg. Once you're there, you can drop that ankle or that heel, right? Bend the knee to lower the left leg, step back plank. You know, we got to do one more of those. First one is always the hardest. Step a little forward with your right foot, peel into that foot, lift the left leg. Bend the knee to lower the leg. Step back plank, walk forward a little bit, left foot, lift. I know it, I know it. Bend the knee, lower the foot, plank pose, lower both knees, and either child's pose or hero pose. Shake out those wrists. If you're seated, you can do those little fingers interlaced wrist curls. That feels good. It's a lot of work for the wrists. Shake it out. Good. All right, come on up, everybody. Table pose. Right foot forward, hands come to your blocks. Find your breath. Flip your toes under, lift your knee, hold that high lunge, drop your back foot to the side position, but don't take your hands off your blocks. And you can even go higher with the blocks if you would like. I want you to look at that back leg and look at the ankle, the inner ankle and the arch, and see if you can move the ankle away from the floor a little bit. So create a little arch with your foot. Try squeezing your toes in, right? Curl them in and see if you can get a little lift of your back arch. Hold that. Take your right hand to your knee. Come on up, simple warrior pose. And then unscrunch your toes, but feel the pinky edge of your foot, of your back foot, pressing into the mat. Keep that strong back leg straight in your front leg. Triangle pose. Take the front hand down. Take the back arm either over ear or up to the ceiling. Breathe. Squeeze your belly, come up. Warrior two. Cartwheel to your blocks. Turn your back foot to the straight forward position. Lower your knee. Piece of cake. Switch sides. Start in a low lunge. Feel that. Lift your right knee off the floor. Hold your pose. Remember, those blocks can come up high. That gives you more space, more room to play. Just watch if they're feeling wobbly. Turn your back foot to the side position, but hold on for a second. Look at your back arch. A lot of times, right, that inner ankle will collapse toward the floor. You know, maybe you can see that or feel that yourself. So I want to press that pinky edge way back, way down. Maybe I'll even scrunch the toes a little just to see that back arch lift some. From here, left hand to knee. Come on up, warrior two. Piece of cake, right? What's going on with the back leg? Did you let it drop? Press through the pinky edge of that foot. Straighten your front leg. Come into triangle pose. And breathe. Arm can go over ear. That's a little bit more challenging. Up to the ceiling, a little less challenging. Breathe. Good. Take the arm up. Bend the front knee as you come to warrior two. Cartwheel yourself to your blocks. Straighten your front or your back foot. Lower your knee to the floor. And then step back. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Step forward, right leg. I'm going to blame it all on this oak pollen. I don't know what it is. So right leg is forward. My knee, folks, stay neutral, okay? Everybody else, slide the heel back, right heel back a little bit, and bend your knee past your ankle. Should be no pain. Do not bounce, do not do anything, keep it still. Just bend, so we're stretching or we're flexing deep into this ankle and moving the knee past. Breathe. Release that. Keep it neutral. Lift your toes off the floor. I don't know if there's, you can all see that okay. Just lift. Plant that down, switch sides. Bring your left foot forward. Either stay neutral, ankle, knee, or slide the heel back a little bit and bend the knee past your ankle. Feel the flexion in the front of the ankle, the stretch in the back of the ankle, and breathe. Good, release. Take that leg back, bring your right one forward again. Again. Flip your left toes under, lift that leg off or lift that knee off the floor. I want you to step forward about, I don't know, a third of the way forward with your left foot. See if you can plant the heel back there. Bend your front knee and lift your toes. So it's this real funky little pose where we're getting a big stretch at the back of the calves. We're lifting those toes off the floor. We're pressing through the back leg. Find your breath, everybody. And then straighten your front leg. Plant your toes. Bend your front knee. Lift your toes. Bring the hips back. Plant your foot. Straight leg. One more. Bend your knee. Lift your toes. Lean the hips back. Straighten the leg. Drop your toes. Hold here, pyramid pose. Beautiful thing. Hands can rest on your blocks. Feel your leg. Look at your front foot. What is that arch doing? What is that ankle doing? Can it be straight forward? Look at your back foot. Is your inner ankle dropping into the floor? If it is, see if you can move it away from the floor. That affects so many things. Straight front leg if you can, straight-ish. Don't pop your back knee. Bend your front. Step forward, left leg. Step back, right leg. It's not a big step. Remember, it's about a 2/3 step back. Front knee is bent. Engage your back leg. Lift your front toes. Feel it? So ankle strength, everybody. All of it counts. Straighten your left leg. Point and plant your toes. Bend your front knee. Lift your foot. Woo! Straighten your leg. Plant your toes. One more. Bend your knee. Lift. Straighten. Plant your toes. Hold that pose. Pyramid pose. Front leg straight. Back leg slightly angled. Hips are level, right? The torso maybe reaches forward a little bit. Soft hands, soft hands. You should be able to lift those hands off the floor, right? Or off your block. And now check your arches. Are they both somewhat lifted? I know we all have different arches. Try lifting your toes on the front and notice how that pops your arch up a little bit. Try to lift the toes of your back foot. See how that feels, right? But don't lean to the outside either. Keep the foot neutral. Lengthen your torso. Lower your toes. Bend your front knee. Step forward. Bend both knees, hands to knees, and come on up and shake it out. Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Roll out those shoulders, everybody. Grab your strap. Move the blocks off your mat for now. Take your feet wide. Toes are pointing out. How do you know, right? I repeat this a lot, but your knees and your feet should track in the same direction. So if my feet are pointed out like this, my knees shouldn't be in. And you can see, right? If you drop your knee in, and one of you in particular, I'm thinking of at this moment, let me set my strap away for a second. If you drop your knee in, look what happens to the arch on the same foot. Look what happens to the ankle on the same foot, right? So in order to keep that from really weakening the ankle and the arch and all that stuff, press that knee back. Press that knee back. You can see it on the other side. If I drop, everything drops. Press it out. Everything finds its place. Knees are bent to your level. Everybody lift toes. Spread them up. Lift them up. Spread them out as much as you can. Lower the toes. Scrunch your toes in. Again, working with the arches, working with the ankles. Breathe. And then spread those toes out and let them lay on the floor. Knees are out. Grab your lovely strap. Take it overhead. Good. So once again, you're not holding your strap. It's just to the backs of your hands. And press those arms out. Bend the elbows behind you. Variation of goddess pose. Leg strength, shoulder strength, right? Working the back body by having that strap behind our heads. When you're ready, all the way up, all the way down. You decide how deep, all the way up, all the way down. Whew, that's it, all the way up and down. Hang in there, up, squeeze it down, bring it up, bring it down. Last one up, bring it down. See if you can hold. I want you to take the arms forward, back behind your head, and forward. If your legs are super tired, just straighten the legs, do the arms. Down we go. Bend and down. We got one more after this. And down. Whew, and bend. Release your strap. If your legs have had it, straighten the legs. I want you to take that strap behind you, right? You can all see this, hopefully. Woo, and press it back. Breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stand up. Roll out your shoulders. We have one more here. And again, it's a couple of options. So have your blocks. Your feet are wide and your blocks are in front of you. So we're going to start there. And your strap is kind of probably right between there. Take your hands to your blocks. And just pause here. And blocks can be up higher, by the way. And once again, look at the feet, look at the ankles. Move those arches and ankles away from the floor. Angle the feet however you want. You can go straight, small, little wider. Don't do the ballet thing. Don't go all the way out. But otherwise, draw those ankles and arches away from the floor. Squeeze the inner arches. Draw the pelvic floor muscles up and away from the floor. And hold. So one, you're here. And what you're going to do, if you put those blocks closer to the middle, so this is your first choice. One, you're here. Second choice, your right hand stays down, the left arm reaches up. In fact, let's everybody do that first. So lift up, lower, left hand goes to the block, right arm goes up. So just slow, reach up, down, reach up, and down. Good, one more, both sides, reach and down. Last one, reach and down. We're gonna do 3 more on both sides. Here's your option. Go back to your blocks or you're taking the strap. I think I'm gonna narrow mine a little bit. And it's gonna be on the inside, outside of your wrists again, or outside of your hands. You gotta do a lot of core work here, everybody. So squeeze it in, squeeze. Now those hands are off the floor. You're gonna lift both down, lift both to the right, down, lift, down, up, down. It's like the top arm pull and the bottom arm. Last one, lift, down, bend both knees, come on up. Woo! You still got your lovely strap. Lift both, down, both, and both. It's like you're swinging both arms. That's it. Give me 2 big circles. Switch directions. And let go. And just feel, step your legs together. Feel those too. But just kind of feel, right? As we keep moving the shoulders, arms, body in all these different directions, just hopefully they start to loosen up a little bit. So relax the legs, or if you want, like I'm the option queen here, or if you want, take a block between your legs just to give them a little bit of work. Don't have to though. Feet are parallel to each other. Take your left arm out. Your right hand can be down at your side or at your hip. Now, pull the arm forward. Feel it? Like, so if you were seeing it from the side, you would see the arm shoulder pull forward. So pull it forward. In fact, I may have to turn to the side. So pull it forward, lift it up, take it back behind you, turn the palm down. So lift up, reach it back, turn it down and forward. So I start with my palm in. I kind of turn it out, down. Last one, reach forward, up, back, and down. Good. Turn around or just do the other side. So start by reaching it forward. Take it up. Start to turn it back and around. If it hurts to take it straight up, take it more out to the side. That's all right. Good. Breathe. We got one more circle. That's it. And down. Good. Shake it out, everybody. And come on back to the front of your mat. Actually, let's do one more thing, because this one I'm going to play with, especially if you come to the park on Friday. I want you to go wide, bend the knees. So this is a concept that I've been taking a couple of Tai Chi lessons, and the teacher did this with us last Friday, and I was like, "Paw!" It just really resonated with me. So in yoga, we always talk about grounding, right? So here we are in this wide stance, and we feel grounded, right? I feel the earth, my feet, my legs, my hips, like I feel pretty unshakable here. And so if I were to stand here and draw all of that energy, both up from the earth, both down from the earth, this is what I want you to feel, okay? Now imagine that somebody pushes you off to the side. If you were pushed off the side, instead of coming away from center, can you find this, right? Like everything moving down through center back to the earth. So take your left hand out and turn it toward you like you were, like that was somebody else's hands, and they're pushing your energy to you. And I know it's hard without having somebody actually give you a little nudge. So I want you to push the energy to you, draw it down to the ground. Good, 2 more. Take it out, push it like somebody's trying to knock you off center and down. 1 more, take it out and push. Feel how solid your legs are. Other side. So bring it in and resist, bring it down to the earth. Here, down, last one. Bring it in, down. Both arms out. I want you to push like you're pushing to your chest, like you could knock yourself backwards, but don't push. Bring the energy in, feel how solid you are, and draw it down. Good, bring it out, push, down. 1 more. Push it in and draw it down. Imagine in your brain, someone pushes you from the back instead of toppling over, right? Feel that, like, and down. 1 more, feel it back, down. 1 more, and down, and then stand up. Oh, shake it out. Anybody coming to the park on Friday, don't let me forget that. Heel or toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. That's where we started. Look at your feet, look at your arches, scrunch, and spread your toes. Now, lift your toes. One last thing here. Feel your big toes and imagine them going as far forward as you can and really stretch them. And when they won't stretch any further, I want you to land the big toes and then land the rest of the toes and then shake it out. All right, now back to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, nice forward fold, everybody. Step back, downward facing dog. Shake it all out. Find your breath here. Lower down to your knees. You're gonna kickstand out your left leg and you're gonna find your left hand in front of you. Take your right leg and extend it out. So when I look at this, by the way, you can use a block here. For some people, that feels a lot better than on your hand. So when I look, roughly speaking, my knee and my arch of my back foot kind of line up. Why is that, right? Because when those hips come forward, when I try to find my balance, I want this line of stability. So from here, leave the knee down, take the arm up. Think about the foot, that back arch, and try to bring the pinky toe down to lift the arch. Feel the difference in the foot. For some of you, it might even feel kind of straining. If you're okay, lift the foot and breathe. 1, you're here. 2, that foot is on the floor. 3, bend your top leg, reach behind it, find your foot or not, and take it into a little baby back bend. Breathe, just open it up, everybody. Good, come out the way you came in. Lower, open that arch, take the hand down. Release your legs, shake out your hips. Good, let's go to the other side. Here we are, tone the belly. Kickstand out your right foot. I just line up. So my right hand is forward of my shoulder. You can see that pretty easily, but it's in line with the shoulder. Extend back through your left foot and just see if you can find some space under the arch of that foot. Squeeze in the belly, turn to the side. Press through the pinky edge of that foot. Take the arm up. Maybe you're here, right? Maybe this is it. Maybe the leg lifts. Find your breath, tone your belly. Maybe you bend the knee and open the shoulder and find a little back bend. In order for this to work, the hips have to press forward, right? If the hips sink back, you'll sink back with it. Breathe. Oh, feels so good. Release and lower and come on down. Holy moly. All right. Lay on. I'm on my right side. If you want to mirror, you'll be on your left. It's always tricky when I go from one direction to the other. But just find yourself in a repose for a moment. Right? Nothing to do. Just breathe. Your bottom leg is going to stay bent. I should have cued you to grab your strap. So if you would like your strap, go ahead and grab it and then come back. If you're using a strap, you're going to take the strap around your top leg and you're going to extend it up. Okay, heel to big toe, or hand to big toe rather, pose. If you don't need your strap, you can grab your big toe with your 2-piece fingers and take it up. And breathe. Soften the shoulder of the extended arm. Feel that. Tone the belly. Find your breath. Bend your knee, release for a second. Option 1, and I'm just lifting my head so I don't get too muffly. Option 1, we're going to do that one more time. Option 2, bottom leg straightens. What's that going to do? It's going to mess with your balance because you're laying on that side body. So flex your foot, pretend you're standing on the floor, big engagement. That knee comes toward chest. You grab your big toe or your strap and take it up. Find your breath, everybody. Shoulders soft. That's it. Bend the knee. Release. Lay on your side. Take the upper arm overhead. Good. Release, switch sides. Same thing with the strap. We are almost done, everybody. You're going to start with bent knees. That is always the easier version. Got a much wider base. Either use your strap or not. Grab your big toe. If you can, by the way, you don't have to grab your big toe. You can grab your ankle, right? So that the upper shoulder isn't overreaching. And breathe. Plant the bottom leg. Like feel that press gently into the floor and feel the hip work just from that. Good. Bend the knee. Release. Optionally straighten both legs. Flex both feet. Ground that bottom leg. Bend the knee. See if you can grab the toe or the ankle. Breathe. That's it. Keep firing up the bottom leg. And release. Straighten one leg on top of the other. Take both arms overhead. This is either easy or it makes you wobble. Good. And then roll onto your back. From here, knees are bent. Shift your hips over to the right. Draw your knees toward your chest. Let them come over to the left. Find your twist. I know at least the ones currently watching or watching live, you can take a block under the knees. You can take a block between the knees. That's pretty sweet. And then the other option for some of you is going to be to straighten both legs out to the side. That is going to deepen your twist. So please be mindful. If you're not supposed to do deep twisting, then stay with the bent knees in a block. Deep breath. Just feel that. Soften your jaw. Send some love to your feet, to your arches, to your toes, to that connection to the earth, to the foundation, right? The root. If your legs are straight, go ahead and bend them first. And then everybody take one knee up, other knee up, feet to the floor. I'm just going to flip so I don't run into wall. Shift your hips to the left. Bring the knees up. Let the knees go to the right. Arms out, cactus or T position. One hand can rest on the outer knees. Both legs can straighten. Big deep breath. Good. And then bend the knees. One knee up, other knee up. Both feet to the floor. Draw the hips back to the center of your mat. Bring both knees to your chest. Cross your ankles. Optionally, bring your chin to your knees as if you're in a big old ball. Just stretch. And release your head. Release your feet. Straighten those babies out. And with a very deep sigh, find Shavasana. That's it. And at the beginning of class, one of the students said we could all stand to laugh, or we could all use a little bit of laughter. Things seem so serious. So I'm not asking you to laugh, but maybe just a soft smile, just a smile because of your practice today, because of your silly teacher, of a smile because you made your best effort. A smile in gratitude. Feel the shoulders melt to the floor. Feel your heart open ever so brighter. Let go. Let go, let go. For those of you who are ready, seem like a little short Shavasana today, maybe. Wiggle your toes and fingers. Draw your knees to your chest. Send yourself a little bit of love. Roll over to one side. And press all the way up to a seated pose. Bring your hands to your heart. And if you are willing, please say a prayer for strength, for courage, for safety, for the people in Ukraine. Namaste, everyone.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.